So far, I am very impressed by the game engine here. Crappy camera aside, the physics of the trucks actually seems very convincing to me. They have a whole lot of mass to them. They have a whole lot of... the body rolls a lot. The frame's not even solid. If you notice, the cab flexes in different directions than the payload section does. We haven't gotten to the point where we've broken anything. So I don't know if it's quite on par with... let's see, how do I don't think I want to get fancy when I got a bunch of wood here. I don't know if it's quite on par with... what am I thinking of? Next car game, or even... there's another game. BeamNG Drive. They both have really good damage models. There's Foe. Objective 4 of 8. Game progress. Thank you very much. I like it. My fuel level looks pretty good. I think I'll fill it up when I get back anyway. Yeah, so I don't know about the damage model of the truck itself. I haven't seen a whole lot of... I've seen a little bit of visible damage, but I don't know whether that is just modeled into the model itself and I didn't notice it. Some bangs here and there on the fenders and on the bumpers. I saw that spot on the repair truck right above the driver's side door window. That looked like it got crunched a little bit, but I don't know whether that was there beforehand. I didn't look. So BeamNG Drive's ability to, you know, break axles and break suspension and things like that might make this a lot more interesting. But interesting might also be the same thing as frustrating. So maybe as an option. I don't know if their models are quite that detailed. I don't think they are. I think a lot of the engine's magic is going into the terrain generation and the terrain responses to... don't center... responses to the truck going through and things like that, which seem top-notch. The water effects are pretty cool. It's not super impressive here in still water, but remember the very first... There's a lot of steam coming off this truck here. But remember one of the first hazards that we crossed in this game was a swift-flowing river, and that's one of the features in a tech... that was one of the features in the tech demo too, and the tech demo did a really great job of simulating that rushing water and how it pushes your truck around. And there was even a point where the truck could, if you were driving the wrong one, could actually end up free-floating on that water. I haven't felt any free float here, but it might just be that this truck is too solid, too dense to float. It's worth experimenting with the small truck at some point. And maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll test the limits of the physics engine here once I get a better camera. It might be too late to see it now, but you know, the water effects. I realized last time that never mind. I realized last time I saw the water effects, but I didn't really call them out. Driving through the water, you actually see water staining the metal a little bit on the fenders and on the hood. So that was really interesting to me. You can see all the differences in the way the tires look and behave. When you're going through deep mud, they're throwing up huge clots of mud and getting buried and stuff like that. But when you run through the water, they get cleaned off. Lots of really cool little details that you wouldn't necessarily expect to find. And it just keeps getting better and better. The way that the trees respond when you start either running into them or trying to winch onto them is they bend right from the right place. It all feels very right to me, and they deserve a lot of kudos for that. What they don't deserve kudos for is the fact that I keep getting stuck all the time. We need some more tools for getting stuck and getting out of it. I'm like, I think it'd be kind of interesting if you could get out of the truck and put, say, planks, wooden planks, up under the wheels to try and get yourself a little bit more grip, to try to spread the load a little bit when you're stuck in the mud. That'd be interesting. A winch with a little bit longer cable seems to be in order. And maybe that's an option for later on. Maybe that's there and I just haven't found it yet. But the winch, the cable length just doesn't seem quite right to me. God, this fuel economy is absolutely atrocious. I'm not going the right way, am I? Oh my God in heaven. I'm circling back around because I'm a jackass not watching the goddamn compass. The compass is up there for me to be watching, and I'm not. Grade A moron. Great. I was following the contours of the world here, just having a good old time, because, you know, that was what I was supposed to be doing. Oh well. I guess I didn't get it stuck somewhere where I wouldn't be able to find it. That's a plus. Let's turn the diff off, get a little bit more speed. Yeah, speed! I really would like to play multiplayer on this. I think this game would actually, the multiplayer, if the multiplayer works the way that I think it should work, would actually be really cool, because you could end up with having a pilot car helping out the load driver here. So one person could be driving, say, the Jeep, and then the other person is driving the load here, and they could the Jeep driver could be scouting out ahead of the load driver, finding good places to go, and, you know, helping the load driver get unstuck from places. That would be fantastic. Or, you know, I could also see competitive modes where both of you load up and see who gets to the destination faster. That would be pretty cool too. There are just a lot of there's a lot of potential in this game, and I really am looking forward to seeing more of it. I'm really looking forward to seeing more of this particular setting, but also some of the other levels. The other levels, this one was, what was this one called? This is the Plains. Based on the achievement list, it looks like there's also a hills, and maybe a desert. I'd have to pull the list back up. I think there's a couple other ones. Some snow might be interesting. Maybe there's a snow map. Snow would add all kinds of new complications, but also really cool terrain features I think you could get from that. I don't know how you would do that now that I think about it, because when you drive through the snow, if it's just cold enough to have snow on the ground, but maybe not cold enough for the ground to freeze. I heard a weird noise, but I don't know what it is. It's Satchmo. You could have a layer of snow and then right underneath it have a layer of mud. That might actually make things a little complicated for the engine to render, but for all I know, maybe it's capable of doing it. Maybe it's an option later in the game and I just haven't come across it yet. I like this road. But I have a feeling, at least I'm going the right way this time. Yeah, I am never going to find a good way through this game because I am never taking the same route twice. That's not really to my credit either. I was not paying attention. So I do need to go north. But I do like this road. I might stay on this road a little bit. Nope, it curves to the south. I gotta jump the median. I'm gonna jump the median, guys. Don't tell the cops. Yep. In fact, that looks familiar. I might have jumped here before. What else would be cool? I mean, it would definitely be cool. I'm always all for, when you have a sandbox game, I'm always all for being able to get out of the car and walk around in first-person view. I'm always all for that. It's one of the reasons why I like Grand Theft Auto, especially the latest one. Just you can go wherever you want to. I'm always a fan of just exploring for the sake of exploring. even if there's really not much to do, it's sort of one of those things that makes farm simulators sort of fun too. That you can just get out of your equipment and walk around and switch whenever possible, whenever you want to. Like I think it would make the truck switching mechanic a little bit more interesting. It would certainly add to some of the length and maybe even the frustration of getting your shit stuck in the mud if you had to walk all the way back to your truck and oh hells, oh double hells, I don't like this at all. How does this even happen? How does this happen? I can't see it, but I don't understand how that happens at all. Speaking purely as a scientific question, I wonder if the game engine actually renders collision between the ground and anything but the tires now that I think about it, because that probably shouldn't have happened. I probably shouldn't have been able to get out of that. My bumper and my fuel tanks and my axles should probably have been plowing through that mud to the point where I shouldn't have been able to move it forward anymore. Don't get me wrong, I like that I was able to get out of that, but maybe that's in hardcore mode. I'm not in hardcore mode right now, I'm in normal mode. I don't think that I'm ready for that mode, actually. And I think that, okay, this was actually the other direction that I was going to try anyway, so let's just keep going this way. The question is, do I dare go in the water? Water didn't do good things for me the last time I attempted it, but overall, my water success ratio has been decent. Okay, let's see if I can... it's not going to be deep enough. Yeah, we're okay. We're not okay. We're not okay. Let's deep. Come back over here. Okay. And it does disturb me just to... oh, that might be badness. Nope, overreaction. It does disturb me a little bit that there's no driver in any of these. But I guess that goes back to my... uh-oh. Come on, get one set of wheels up there. That goes back to my desire to just kind of walk around whenever it gets crazy. You know, it'd be I think that'd be a good way to get around the limitation on the length of the winch, in fact. If you had to get out of the truck to attach the cable to something, then you'd have to drag the cable behind you. Going the wrong way again. Well, actually, I certainly knew that. Anyway, I had to turn right here. Just don't know how I'm gonna do it, because it looks like I'm stuck in this rut. Okay, then what I'll do is head over here and turn around. This is becoming a fairly long episode, actually. Turn around. Turn around. I think I'll end up cutting this in two, actually. Right back into the rut. That worked well. Almost like I planned it. But, let's be honest, I didn't. I hate ruts. Come on, get out of that. Get. There we go. That did not sound like a healthy gear change there, buddy. How far up do I need to... quite a ways up. So we're going to just go to the right. Slow down a little bit because we're going a little too fast. Even though this is incredibly slow and tedious for me. Oh, that is a big, ugly mess. Big, ugly mess. Yep. Yep. There is no good that can come from this at all. Come on, just creep over to the water. Come on, water's our friend today. Water's our friend. God. That is... If ever to become an environmentalist, that would be one of the reasons right there. That is just ugly devastation. Ugly, ugly devastation. Not to mention the amount of fuel that I'm burning up doing it. Just the raw diesel soot. Tipping. I should stop preaching and start driving. Come on. Get back up there. Get. I take it all back. I take it all back. I take it back. Thank you. Alright, cut across this one thing. Maybe that'll help. Actually, it looks pretty solid right here. Too bad it's not gonna last. It's not gonna last. This is gonna tip over. Gonna tip over. I think I took some damage on that one, but that's alright. We'll repair it when we get back to the camp. What the hell just happened? Those are alien rocks right there. Gravity is supposed to affect everything at the same rate, but those rocks were definitely not obeying the law. Yeah, this engine is incredible. The graphics in this engine are just absolutely flooring me. That's a big rock. Avoid that. Avoid that. Make a decision. One way or the other. Gotta go this way. It's amazing to me that this engine is capable of displaying such beauty and at the same time such utter tragedy right here. This is... I want Roger Ebert to play this game and tell me that video games are not art. This right here is both the good and the bad wrapped into one, which is probably some of the best art you can find. I am amazed. And also hungry. Alright, this is bad. Might swamp. Don't want to swamp. Oh, that's wrong. Oh god, the camp. Back, guys. That's another magical rock, and another one. Why are they doing that? What is happening? Rocks are popping up out of the ground, and I don't know why. Let's take a breather here. And, you know what? The damage isn't actually that bad. It's not even a quarter yet. I really don't like this section, though. Take some of these logs, screw Prophet for just a second, put them down on the ground so that there's something to drive on. Because there's only the one way in here. Alright. Almost done. Almost there. Fuel is not great. Fuel is not great, so we're going to have to fuel this up too. But we'll do all that next time. Another successful run. And what the hell is loaded up? So that was another successful run. 2 more of those to go. But before we do that, we're going to take a break here. This has been Schadenfreude Games. Steve, signing off.